Aloha, everybody, and welcome to a graded discussion and a beer. And today, I'm showing you the 5 cards that I'm sending to Premier Card Grading US to see if I can get about the similar grades that we got going on. I'm going to discuss about what's going on with PSA. We got BGS, and then we got, obviously, the CGC, but I mean, the Earthbind. Super classic. We'll talk about grades. We'll see what we're thinking we're going to get, and then we'll see what we get when we come back. There'll be a part 2 once all these cards come back. So, cheers, mahalo for being here, and let's get into this thing. So, now, when you're looking at PSA, they're saying that they have 10 million cards backlogged right now, and that you would have be getting your cards in like 2027, and the cost of them is absolutely asinine. So why would you do that? Even though I love me some PSA, it's nice thin slabs. I mean, even look at that. That's the new ones. I have some older ones. We can look at that. You know what? Actually, look at this. Check this out. So the older PSA, when you're looking at some older PSA stuff, oh, those are even new. Boom. Here's the old ones. Oh, did I sell them? Yeah, the old ones are like a little different backing than these new ones. So, yeah, but you can see the difference in what you got with some PSA cards to BGS. But I like how thin the slab is. I do like PSA. I don't like that they don't give subgrades or the 9.5s comparatively to the 10s. I mean, they do grade pretty well. There's a little nick on that corner, if you can see that. If you can see that little nick. And then, I mean, I always keep them in these sleeves, even though you have them graded, so you don't scratch your sleeves. Now, we're going to move to the BGS, right? Now, BGS does give you the subgrades, which are nice. You got some little Arabian Nights Shahrazad. And you got nice centering. The corners of a 10, I mean, that's pretty solid when you're looking at those corners. I mean, look at that. You don't really see any ding on that. Now, the population on this is very rare. If you wanted to get something like this, it is not a cheap card. I do love my investing and collecting as much as I love playing the game. Now, when you're looking at CGC, they also give good subgrades. The Earthbind is an art that is also banned. This is a beta card. Nice little beta Earthbind. So you see they grade very well. I like their slabs. They're almost comparative to the, if you can see that, difference between CGC and PSA. They're pretty close in comparison, whereas the BGS is a stronger square and a much thicker slab than the other two. I know that BGS is getting a lot. They're not cheap either, so both of them are pretty expensive as of the moment. You do have to pay an equivalent value of what the card is you think your value is gonna be. So that ends up not being a super cheap process to grade with either one of them. Now, if you wanted to do CGC, they are pretty reputable as of this moment. They do comics. They do all kinds of things. I see a bunch of comics that are graded with CGC, and they're doing very well. So I do believe that CGC is a good company, and that you can trust their quality. I mean, I have trusted this card. I mean, I love that art. I got a bunch of unlimited and revised versions of this card, but I just had to get a 9.5 beta a long time ago when they were super cheap. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I've owned this card for almost a decade. Well, not almost a decade. I mean, it was like probably when CGC first started coming out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was brand new and early. Now, when you're looking at the cards that I'm about to grade, I'm going to compare a little bit of what I've got going on here, right? So, I'm going to send them to Premier Card Grading. Now, with the Pixie Queen that I've got, I do have a little ding right there, and I've got a little bit So the surface is very nice and clean. And those top dings are really the only dings that I've got on this card, minus maybe that one. So I'm hoping to get a 9 from the Pixie Queen. So that's what I'm looking for. I don't think it's going to get a 9.5 or a 10, but I would like to slab it up to protect it and make sure that its value stays retained, because it is a nice reserve list card by a passed away Quentin Hoover. You got to give respect to the old art, because that was real art, not with the AI and everything that everybody wants to talk about nowadays. Now you have old classic art right there with the Pixie Queen. So take notice, as we are looking at old Legends cards right there. Now, the next card I've got is the Tolarian Academy. I do also think that this is probably, hopefully, going to do a little bit better. You know what I mean? I think that this could do either a 9. There's a little ding up in the corner, but a 9 or a 9.5 is what this Tolarian Academy, I believe, should do. Now, when you're looking at it in comparison to another 9, you can see that it looks pretty darn good when you're looking at another 9. And so I'm hoping that this Tolarian gets me another 9 card, which is a nice Urza Saga reserve list card. So you got another second reserve list card right there. Now, the Mox Jet. I think that the little thing up in here is actually in that, like, on the sleeve. So look at the Mox Jet. It is a collector's edition. It is not a unlimited or beta, but it does have really nice sharp corners. And so the centering, little off from up and down, and a little off. It's more towards the right, I think, and a little more towards the bottom. So I think the centering will probably be like an 8.5. You know what I mean? But I think the corners can get a 10, because those corners are nice and sharp and crisp. Hasn't been messed with. You know, I'm not even taking it out of the sleeve. I'm going to put it from this video. I've already paid for the grading. So from this video, I'm about to put it in a little hard top loader, wrap these 5 cards up, and get it ready to ship tomorrow. So I believe that the corners are going to get a 10. I think the surface can get a 9.5 or 10. I'm not pulling it out of here because I don't want to put my finger oils on it and everything. So that's where it stays. But it's got a great surface. I think, you normally see the gold missing on the outer edges when people have been playing it too much with the collector's edition cards. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have a gold misprint. So I believe that this can get a 9.5 or a 10. If I can get a 10 from PCG grading, they give you those 24 karat gold slab tops. And so I don't think this will get a 10. I think it'll get like a 9.5, which puts this at a very nice Mox Jet, So it's a very nice Mox card. And so we're looking at that in comparison to a 9.5 Shahrazad from BGS. So I believe that can be a very, very, very attainable goal for that Mox Jet. Now, the Time Spiral. Another Urza Saga reserve list card. And here we go. Nice little sorcery. And that art is something that is just spectacular. Nice card from Urza Saga. I don't really see too many dings on it. I don't actually, none at all. I think the surface is very great. I think this card can pull a 9.5 or a 10. I think these 2 cards are probably my best chance at getting a 10. I actually pulled this on the channel, this Mox Amber. And so when you're looking at this Mox Amber in comparison to, like, say, CGC's 9.5, right? We're just going to compare them along the line. I mean, I think that this card, I pulled it straight out of box and on the channel, and it went straight to sleeve. So we will see how that goes. I believe it can also get a 9.5 or a 10. And so that'll be a nice little Mox Amber, and then that'll be a good little addition to the collection of graded cards. Now, let me know below what you think about the difference between these companies, what you think my evaluation of these cards are, and we'll see what happens when they come back from PCG grading down in Florida from Alpha Investments. I'm not trying to like give a whole like shout out in that, but that, you know what I mean, that's what I'm seeing, and so we're gonna test out how that goes. Hope you guys enjoy. Mahalo. Cheers. Bless y'all.